to another episode of Holistic Lifestyle Coaching with Ryan David. I'm Ryan David, and today we're talking love, relationships, and romance. And it's been said that February is the month of love. So in honor of the month of love, what I want to do is I want to share 12 rules of romance with you all. And now these rules that were inspired by a really good book, short book, 2002 Romantic Ideas. I got a link in the description below. Pick it up, real cheap book. And what I want to do is I want to drop a new video each day from today until Valentine's Day, highlighting and elaborating on each of these 12 rules. So without further ado, let's get into rule number one. Romantic rule number one: make time for romance. Schedule it. Block out time on your calendar for it. Short, sweet, simple. That's what these rules are. And in summary, what that says is prioritize your partner. You've got to make sure that romance is a priority in your relationship or it's not going to happen. That's why it must be one of your priorities. Now, the thing about romance is that what we often think about and hear about and see when we talk about romance and we see romance is what goes on early on in the relationship. And so that's the catch with romance. Romantic love happens early on in relationships, and that's what you see in movies, and that's what's really highlighted and what everybody really enjoys and loves and really hypes up about love and romance and relationships. But the thing about it is, if we want long-term healthy romance in our relationships, it's going to fade naturally at some point. You know, romance naturally only takes place on its own for so long until the chemicals fade. And I've done other videos talking about this, and I'll do some more in the future, really talking about specifically what goes on in the body and how, you know, the nature produces chemicals for us to feel romance towards our partners. But after a while, once you get with your partner and over the years, what happens is those chemicals start to fade and we're now with our partner, so we start to take them for granted. So for the long term, if you really want to have romance with your partner, you've got to make sure you schedule it, you prioritize it. And it literally has to be up there with those top 2, 3, 4 things that are important to you on an everyday basis. And if you don't, it'll fall by the wayside, and then years will pass by and the flame will be out and there won't be anything there, and you'll wonder what happened. And what happened was you didn't make it a priority. So prioritize your partner. Absolutely make sure that you put them at the top of the list so that you make an effort to put in the time and dedicate time throughout the week or throughout the day to them, and you make sure you keep that romance alive throughout the years of your relationship. Now, how do we prioritize our partner? It sounds good to just put it on a list or put it up there with things. I'll share one tip with you before I go on how you can make sure that you prioritize your partner and make sure you prioritize romance in your relationships. One of the things that I do, part of my morning routine when I get up every single morning before I even leave the bed, what I do is, maybe say a couple of prayers, but what I do is make sure that I think about what I'm grateful for. And one of the things you can do every morning is you can remind yourself, you can have your partner on that list and go through every single morning, remind yourself what you're grateful for. Because we go through a lot and we have a lot going on in our lives, and if you can get back to that solid kind of core of what's really important to you and what you have every day, and you remind yourself of what you have in your partner, and really just remind yourself of what they mean to you. So you can remind yourself each and every morning what you're grateful for, and one of those things can be your partner, and that'll really help you maybe throughout the day make an effort to put towards the effort towards them to keep that spark going and keep that romance alive. So it doesn't happen if you don't prioritize it, and that's really with everything in life. All your goals, everything you want to achieve or accomplish, everything you want to keep alive, you got to prioritize it. If you don't prioritize it, if it's not on your to-do list, literally, if it's not on your list of things that are important to you, priorities each and every day, you will take things for granted, and before you know it, it'll go away. So make sure it's a priority. Prioritize your partner. Put it at the top of your list. Set reminders. Anchor in emotions that are relevant to you. Do what you got to do, but make sure that every single day, on a regular basis, you prioritize your partner. Even if it seems strategic, it'll keep that spark and keep that love alive. And I'll elaborate on romance a lot more in these next few rules, so be sure to check out the upcoming videos for the rules to come. And if you're interested in relationships, obviously consider subscribing, because I'll do a lot more videos in the future about love and relationships and coaching tips on how to make sure we maximize our effectiveness inside of relationships and romantic relationships to keep them healthy and keep them going long and strong. Until tomorrow, until the next episode, until the next rule, take care. I'll see you then.